Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Road to Glory career mode. This is episode number 17, and we're starting today's episode off with a transfer bid here for Maurice Jerome Litka, a left midfielder, 60 overall, 21 years old, SKN St Polton, putting a bid of £180,000, 70 grand less than his valuation, so we asked him to meet that, and we shall wait and see what they say. Of course, they've already bought one of our Deadwood players in Coughlin, so now they want Litka as well, and that's totally fine with me. They meet the valuation, they can take him. But as transfer deadline day arrived here, as you can see, the first email we did have was their counter offer for Litka. They said they only go as high as £190,000, and I was like, fine, take him. He's out of contract in the summer. He's only 60 overall. You know I love those wide midfielders, but he's not quite at the caliber of the current players we have right now in our team. So he can go, he does, for £190,000. That was our first piece of business on transfer deadline day, and my second and final business was trying to get this guy back to the Millantor Stadion. Now, we had him last season on loan from Bayer Leverkusen, Kai Havertz. He's valued at £3.5 million, 72 overall, 18 years old. We could still afford him as a permanent transfer if they accepted a valuation bid or a little bit over that. But I thought, to be honest, he wasn't that great last season, didn't get a single goal or assist. So I thought we'll just try and loan him in, even though he's not on the loan list. Leverkusen said that was totally fine. He's not an important first team player at the Bayer Arena, so we take him back for another season-long loan. And in comes Kai Havertz once again. He may as well just rent a flat here in Hamburg because he's going to be back every single season, it seems. But yeah, Kai Havertz arrives on a one-year loan for the second straight year. And he's not physically strong like the players we're trying to sign here with St. Pauli, but he's a decent cover player. That's what he was last season. That's what he'll be this season. He's not in the first 11, but he's a decent bench/resi player to give us solid minutes in midweek games where my first 11 are too tired, and I'm totally fine with that. But transfer deadline day ended regardless, so one sale, one signing on loan, and in the end, as you can see, we spent £8.8 million on new players. Also received a bit of money for some Deadwood players too, and also you may have noticed there was a clear out going on at the Allianz Arena as well. Bayern Munich sold Lewandowski, Thiago, Boateng and Douglas Costa all in the same transfer window and received £230 million. What is Carlo Ancelotti doing? I've got no idea. But also, what is our board doing? Because this transfer deadline day ended. I thought that was it for business. But as you can see, after deadline day finished, the board came to me and the chief executive said that they'd finalised the deal to sell Kyung Rok Choi to Bochum for £800,000 after transfer deadline day. And I was like, what's going on here? And I went to my computer and I looked at my recorded footage to see whether I missed something, and I, accepted a bid whilst I was bleary-eyed and just wasn't concentrating or something. But no, there was absolutely nothing. Choi has left the club for £800,000, and I wasn't even notified about it. He just left in the middle of the night on deadline day. He pulled a Peter Rodden wingy, but this time he managed to see his parent club, or his former club now, if you will, accept a bid from Bochum. I was like, what's happened here? So Choi has left the club for £800,000. As you take a look at a new scouting update here from Marcus Falker and a youth academy update too. But yeah, I can't believe it. Choi has left the club for £800,000, and I literally had no, warning or no emails, nothing. He just decided to up and leave the club. And yeah, let's just say I'm not happy about that, because he did have a bit of a dispute last season where he said he wanted to leave the club and in the end decided to stay in the final email of the season. But obviously he was lying to our faces, straight up to my face. I can't believe it. That was awful. I'm sorry, Drake. But yeah, Choi is gone, and I can't believe it, man. He's gone for 800 grand, and yeah, we weren't really using him that much, but either way, he was still a nice squad player to have. And he's just left out of nowhere. Can't believe it. But anyway, transfer deadline day ended. The transfer window is over. And a question for you guys as well. How would you rate my singing? But also, how would you rate our transfer business out of 10? Let me know in the comment section down below. How would you rate out of 10? We still left with around £4 million on our budget. I decided not to spend any more of our cash on some new signings. We could have possibly picked up one or two more players, but I decided to leave it. And what we'll do is look for some pre-contracts in January, like last season, or a permanent transfer maybe, or also possibly reinvest in a youth scout. You can let me know in the comment section down below what you would prefer me to do. But yeah, also let me know how you would rate our transfer business out of 10, because I think we got some pretty decent signings signings in this window, despite only 3 players coming in Kai on loan and also Justin Kluivert and Victor Andrade. You got to remember, those 2 young wingers were signed for valuation bids. Now that's a real steal for 2 decent young talents. And also, Kai coming back in on loan for a year, only paying his wages. I think that's pretty good. So let's be honest here, no major deals or anything, like an 8 or 9 or 10 out of 10, but I'll call it at least a 7 out of 10 for that piece of business there. We sold some Deadwood players too, but let me know in the comment section down below how you would rate our transfer business. And also, after one game, you can see the table, St. Pauli top after their thrashing of Stuttgart by 5-0. What a fantastic win that was. But speaking of what we decided to do with the money, Ben seems to have the right idea, because he said, since you're managing China, why don't you set up a youth scout in China, which isn't a bad suggestion from Ben there. Appreciate that one, as we played our first international friendlies with China. Yes, this really did happen. And we drew with South Africa 1-1, and we lost to Egypt in the second one away from home. So, yeah, Ben thinks we should set up a youth scout in China since we're now managing the nation. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. But still, for the first and only game of today's episode here, we take on Werder Bremen away from home in our first away game of the season in a bit of a rival clash. Of course, Hamburg and Werder Bremen is a pretty strong rivalry in the Nord Derby, but also Werder Bremen v St. Pauli will be another rivalry to watch out with in this series, as we're based in Hamburg, and it's our first clash with Werder Bremen away at the Weserstadion, as we aim to make it back-to-back wins and get our first away game of the season as well. Last season, our problem was we couldn't win on the road. At home, we were undefeated all season long, but all of our defeats came away from home, and that in the end almost cost us a place as title winners. So now as we take on Werder Bremen, we want to start off on the front foot this time on our travels and get a win away from home and make it back-to-back wins to start off the Bundesliga. Well, I've been on the internet looking up these two as rival clubs, and we all know Hamburg and Werder Bremen are rivals, but I think St. Pauli and Werder Bremen are also considered rivals because Hamburg is the city St. Pauli play in. But I'm not sure they're our strongest rivals in this series. I'm sure that'll be Hamburg. However, we are going to have a lot of rivalries in this series. When you think about it, Stuttgart and 1860 Munich will become rivals, I'm sure, throughout the seasons. This is a rivalry. Our rivalry of Hamburg will be the strongest one. And if we want to become the biggest side in Germany, I'm sure we'll have rivalries with Borussia Dortmund and, of course, Bayern Munich as well. So if you're someone that likes seeing rivalries in a career mode series, this is certainly the one for you. We are going to have some very tough battles throughout the entire series. Early corner for St. Pauli. David Villa is going to take it. Whips one into Buhaduz, who wins the header. Wiedval makes the save. It might drop to Pedro Enrique. It doesn't. And Werder Bremen get it clear. A great chance there to go 1-0 up from the corner. So close to opening the scoring. Good stop. Corner for St. Pauli. David Villa takes it, whips it in again to the centre, looking for Andrade, and this time Pedro Enrique got to the header, and Wiedval made the save. Still 0-0. A couple of early chances from set pieces, but still we can't break that deadlock. We're getting chances from an unlikely source, corners, which isn't really something I'm very good at in this year's game. Corners for me, I've got more chance of conceding from one I've won than actually scoring, I swear. But a couple of early chances, and David Villa whipping in some good deliveries to the centre. Not why I brought him to the team, but either way, that's always helpful as Werder Bremen get the ball back. And now they could have a chance here, as Kruse could be through. Pedro Enrique's playing catch-up. Kruse keeps on going, tries to get a shot away. No, plays it inside, and the shot comes in. And Werder Bremen have scored 29 minutes in, and we have conceded for the first time in the Bundesliga. We couldn't cope with their break. A nice little knock-off by Kruse, and the hosts go in front. Casillas did get a touch on the ball, but he was so close to the forward, it would have been a miraculous save. It's 1-0 to Bremen, and it's not an ideal start, despite us starting stronger. We have been the better team to begin with here away in Bremen, but a nice little pass there and a great finish as David Villa could be through for his first goal for St. Pauli, and there it is. David Villa has scored his first goal in a St. Pauli shirt, and it's an instant reply for the boys from Hamburg, and what a start to the game. 1-1, David Villa received the ball, had number 25 on his heels, got past him through sheer pace. He may be 35, but he still got it, and rifles the ball past Wiedval, who's finally beaten. And it's Bremen 1, St. Pauli 1. What a start to the game, and David Villa is off the mark. That is fantastic. And we found an equalising goal instantly. Get in. Johansson inside their area. Another chance here for Werder Bremen. And Iker Casillas makes a brilliant stop. He was sensational in the first game against Stuttgart. Big save there. What a first half this has been. And we're still tied at 1-1. Crossing to the centre. Great chance here for Werder Bremen. Delaney shoots off the post. Oh, no. Oh, my word. Werder Bremen have got themselves back in front on the stroke of the half-time mark. Delaney with the goal. But I think that's surely going to go down as an own goal from Iker Casillas. What a bit of bad luck. We couldn't get the cross clear. It deflected off the post. And just like poor old David Stockdale, Iker Casillas watches the ball ricochet off the woodwork, off his chest, and in to the back of the net. It's 2-1, and it's an own goal for Casillas. Now can we respond just before the break for the second time in this game, pretty much directly from kickoff. Buhadus finds David Villa down left-hand side, who got our equaliser, cuts inside, still David Villa gets a shot away too, and Wiedval makes the save. This has been an extraordinary first half, so many chances, but still Werder Bremen lead, and that will do it for the first 45 minutes. What a fantastic first half, but we are trailing, and as things stand, we're going to follow on from our opening day victory over Stuttgart with our first loss despite his goal. So Werder Bremen leading by 1 as the second half begins here. Very frustrating first half. I actually thought we played quite well, but sadly we couldn't get ourselves into half-time. Still at least on level terms, and that own goal, I mean, that was so unlucky. It really, really was. Nothing that Casillas could do about that. And he'd been playing very, very well up until that point. But again, nothing he could do about it. Charities plays through Billing. Great chance here for a second equalising goal. And it's into the side netting by the Great Dane. It's going to be your ball, Casillas. Pick that one up, son. Oh, my word, Casillas? Casillas? What are you doing, mate? I mean, come on. That own goal's not your fault. It was unlucky. Don't have a meltdown. What's going on here? Come on, one final chance, one final chance. Andrade, no, the referee blows for full time. And that will do it. Final score at the Weser Stadion. Werder Bremen 2, St. Pauli 1. And the problem last season we had is that we didn't play well on the road. Well, we started off this season winning our first home game emphatically and losing our first away game. I thought it was quite a balanced game and we deserved at least a point in this game. But sadly, if you don't take your chances, you will get punished. That's exactly what happened. And sure, we got punished in a bit of a bizarre way, but still, very frustrating way to lose the game. But we did lose. That's just how it is. And I'll give man the match to Max Kruse for an 8.3, an assist, and he caused me problems all game long. And that will end today's episode of our Road to Glory career mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please do consider leaving a like, as likes are, of course, very much appreciated. And they really help the channel out as well. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for the next episode of our Road to Glory career mode with St. Pauli very soon.